there everyone, this is Phantom Duels here, and today I'm gonna be doing what if Deku was an ice werewolf. Okay, we start off the what if the USJ attack, where Izuku Midoriya was about to attack the normal as Deku was using one for all 10% of his power, but it didn't work on the normal as the normal punched Deku to the other side where his classmates were at. As Deku got up, and everyone else was looking at him with disgusted looks. As Deku looked at them and he was shocked. Deku was shocked that they were looking at him like that. As then Bakugo punched Deku and exploded him to the other side where the normal was at, as Shigaraki put off his quirk canceling gloves and grabbed Deku and yell at Eraser had to stand down and everyone else, or else this boy would be dead. As Isuku was kind of scared, as Shigaraki was telling him that Anizuku was getting afraid, as everyone in Izuku's class started saying, "Go ahead, kill him. We don't care about him. Go ahead, kill him. He's useless. He's useless either way." As Izuku was broken in the inside. Oh, and yeah, guys, the when the normal punched him, it didn't hurt him that much. He was able to still get up, so that's why Bakugo was able to push him. So yeah, as as we go back to the part where I was, as Deku, as sh- as everyone was saying, Isu, we don't need him. He's useless either way. As Deku was shocked, Mr. Aizawa wanted to help him, but he couldn't. He was his eyes hurt and his body was damaged after trying to attack the normal. After everyone said to Shigaraki that he's useless, Shigaraki felt bad for the kid, but Shigaraki couldn't do anything for him, as Shigaraki threw Izuku to the normal and told the normal to kill him. And I'm not gonna literally kill off Izuku for no good reason, as the normal punched Izuku down to the ground. Punch Isuku right in front of everyone, right in front of his classmates, as Bakugo came in front of Isuku and said something to Isuku's ear. "You useless nerd. Not even your own girlfriend cares about you." As he grabbed Isuku's hair and ate it. Yes, guys, in this what if I'm gonna make one for all be able to transfer if the user is halfway dead. So Izuku was halfway there, so Bakugo was able to have it. And yeah, All Might gave this plans to Bakugo. If anything bad happens to Izuku, grab the power right away, because All Might doesn't really like Deku in this what if, because he found out that Bakugo was a better successor for One for All because of his quirk, not because of his hero heart. So yeah, so when Bakugo did that, he grabbed Uraraka and kissed her in front of, in front of Deku, as Uraraka said, "I don't know why I dated a useless, quirkless loser." As Deku was broken in the inside, and his eyes were went blank for a little while, as they started to glow blue, a bright blue that everyone could see. As as Shigaraki as Shigaraki was looking at Deku, telling the normal to attack him. As as everyone saw that and started to get scared, as Deku transformed into a black fur with blue eye werewolf in front of everyone. There was a giant monster, a beast, standing in front of them. with blue eyes, darkish hair, looking at them. As as we go back to Izuku's eye point, as Izuku is inside of his head, as Izuku was inside of his head, he saw that the One for All's users were leaving. As another person came and told him, "Do you want a chance to live?" As Izuku said, "Yes, I want a chance to live." And after, and the person told him, "Shake my hand, boy." As Deku shake the person's hand, as Deku started to transform, and the transformation he was, like I said, he was a giant black fur werewolf with blue eyes. As Deku looked around and saw everyone's shit, as everyone was shitting their pants out of fear. Sorry, I was supposed to say out of fear. As Deku started laughing in his head, but on the outside you can see that he was angry. As everyone, as from Linda to Todoroki to Kurishima to Manetta to every boy in the class, as everyone in the class was getting scared. As Bakugo was saying, "Ha! The quirkless nerd awakening his power." As Bakugo started saying, "I can still beat him." As Shigaraki yelled to the normal to attack Izuku. As Izuku as Izuku saw the normal trying to attack him, as Izuku disappeared in blinding speed and reappeared with the normal's head on his hand, holding it, showing it to everyone what he did, as everyone was getting scared. As Izuku, as Shigaraki was getting angry, as he started scratching his body, as he told Kurigari to tell his master to give him three more normals. As we cut back to Deku was standing there looking around as he saw Mr. Aizawa standing on the floor, as Deku disappear with blinding speed in front of Mr. Aizawa and reappear in front of Mr. Aizawa and heal them, as Mr. Aizawa was confused of who it was and how did it came here, as Deku healed Mr. Aizawa and healed Mr. Aizawa and healed Mr. Aizawa and talked through him through his mind and said, I'm Izuku Midoriya with the deepest voice you could ever think about. You could ever think a person would talk to another person. As Mr. Sawa was scared and said, "Midoriya, is that you?" with a scared tone. As Midoriya nodded and told Mr. Sawa to go to where the class is at. As Mr. Sawa listened to him and went over there and went to the others. As Deku saw the normals trying to attack him, and Deku just dodged all of the punches and disappeared with blinding speed and grab the normals heads, ripped them apart with his nails. As then Deku reappeared in front of everyone and started shooting ice out of his hand and shot it to the normals and froze them into pieces of ice, as the normals couldn't regenerate because of Izuku killing their head, destroying their bodies and head, as the normals couldn't move. As then as Izuku was looking wait, let me think. Wait, Shiragaki, yes, I'm sorry. Shiragaki. Looking at Shiragaki and telling him, looking at Shiragaki and told him through his head, "You can leave. I will trust that you will not try this again. I trust you or you will die. I will let you Forget what I said about trusting. I didn't think I should say that. Let me just say this. He told him, "You can leave. You can leave. I'll let you leave because you just gave me a few minutes to live, and I know you're a villain, so you can leave or else pay the price." As his eyes started glowing. Okay, guys, I know Isuku wouldn't be this nice to a villain, but still. Ah, this is a what if, so I'm just giving the villain a chance for a little while. So don't start thinking of making him a villain fan. As as is as as Isuku showed him the Nomo's head and threw it at him. Threw it at Shirogaki and told him leave. As as Shirogaki listened to him and told Kurogiri let's leave, and they left all the other villains behind. As Deku was doing, as Shirogaki told the villains to attack Izuku, and Izuku was like, I knew it. I couldn't trust a villain. As the as Izuku, as all the villains were going to Izuku, going straight at Izuku, punching him, trying to stab him, but no one could have landed a single hit. So if you guys don't know what I'm saying, technically Izuku is doing a Madara Uchiha versus the Shinobi Alliance. If you guys have seen Shippuden and you guys seen that part where Madara Uchiha was uh technically destroying all of the shinobis. So destroying the Shinobi Alliance. So imagine that, imagine that, but with Deku having, but imagine Madara, but instead of being Madara, it's Deku with two eyesores in a wolf transformation. Okay, let's get back. As Isuku knocked every villain out without killing them, and went back in front of Aizawa with blinding speed. As Mr. Aizawa was like, "Can you turn back to normal?" while stuttering. As Deku talked to him through his head and said, "Yes." As as Deku didn't know how to control his powers very well, but he was only able to talk. He was only able to talk, but the powers de-transform him, and this is how he came to look like. The picture you see him on the screen, that's Isuku. As Isuku looked like that. Imagine Isuku like that but shirtless with only pants on. As everybody was looking at Isuku, they was looking at the Isuku, aka the person, that person in front of Mr. Aizawa. As everyone was looking at the person and all the girls in the class started nosebleeding as they were seeing the body the person had. He had it at least a a lot of muscle, a lot of muscle on him while being shirtless. As All Might came and said, "I am here." That crappy voice that I don't really understand. As Mr. Aizawa, as All Might came and said, "I am here. I am here." He looked around and saw a crater on the floor. Crater on the floor. God, I can't talk English today. Saw a crater on the floor and looked at Mr. Aizawa and said, "What happened here?" Mr. Aizawa pointed at the person standing in front of him, who looked to be the same height as Mr. Aizawa, but at least, yeah, so Deku is at least 1 feet taller than Mr. Aizawa. He's at least 7 feet taller. Well, not 7 feet. 7 foot tall. As as All Might was eye to eye with the person and said, and looked at Mr. Aizawa and said, "Is this the person who beat all those villains into normal?" As he that All Might knew what was a normal because there was an attack that happened. So yeah, I'm just trying to make that reference. As then, All Might looked around for Midoriya and and he didn't see, as he saw crater, a crater that was big that he couldn't see. As he went to Bakugo and went to him and asked and talked to him and said, did you kill that quirkless, that useless successor?" And Bakugo started stuttering, and sorry guys, I'm stuttering too. As Bakugo started stuttering and said, Yes," and started saying yes and no. As All Might was like, "Did you at least get the power?" As Bakugo said yes, and All Might said, why are you talking like this?" As let's say, as Bakugo said, because of him pointing straight at the person in front of Mr. Aizawa. As Mr. Aizawa started talking to the person in front of him, as the person in front of him was telling him everything that was happening while he was knocked out. Um, and and Mr. Aizawa was like starting to getting it that his quirk, that the person in front of him, his quirk activated right when they attacked him, right when he was about to die. As All Might went straight to Mr. Aizawa and said to Mr. Aizawa, mm, oh, sorry guys, you weren't meant to see that. As he told Mr. Aizawa, "So Aizawa, who is this person?" As Deku gave him a look saying, you can do you no not the, didn't give him a look. He just talked through his head to Mr. Aizawa saying, "You can tell him." As Mr. Aizawa said, "This is Midoriya." As All Might was shocked. This was Midoriya. That's why Bakugo was stuttering, was in his head. So that's why. No, forget when I said that. He said that all All Might said was saying that's why young Bakugo was shocked. As Bakugo, as All Might looked at Bakugo and Bakugo nodded, and Bakugo was really surprised as Bakugo was nodding at him with fear. As then All Might turned back at the person and looked at him straight in the eyes and said, "Aren't you supposed to be dead?" And Deku said, "It's none of it." And Deku says, "None of your business how I live or die, you filthy bastard." As All Might said, you're calling the number one hero, you filthy bastard." As then All Might tried to punch Deku. As Aizawa tried to erase All Might's quirk. And erase All Might's quirk. But then, oh god, let me think. But then Mr. Aizawa got a message through his saying, mm, "Don't worry." As Deku just used pure strength and punch All Might straight to a wall, making a wall form like him and sending him at least through 6 buildings of the USJ. As everyone was scared, more scared than usual, saying, "How can he punch the number one hero?" Oh wait, sorry guys, that was my brother, so don't worry about it. As they were saying, "How can he punch the number one hero that far?" As as Mr. Aizawa was laughing so hard, telling "Oh my, this kid can just beat you whenever he wants. So don't bother him. He destroyed a whole army of villains like they were nothing." As All Might got out of the wall and started laughing, saying, "Ha! laughing, saying, "How can a person like that destroy a villain army without help?" As Deku was turned into his werewolf form and looked at him in the eyes. "Say that again in my face." As All Might was shitting himself like he was standing in front of a man who turned into a half human, half monster, aka werewolf. But monster, they think it's a monster. So let's just go. As All Might was, I'm sorry. I won't ever say that again. As Isuku grabbed them, threw him to another wall, and told them, and changed back to normal and said, "Don't ever talk to me." As they all went to after that they all went to the bus as Mr. Isawa threw Deku his PE clothes, PE shirt, and as Deku put it on. All the girls on the bus were like scared. We're like mad. We're like mad that Isuku was putting a shirt on. As Isuku put it on and said, "Huh." Huh. As Isuku was in his head, "Huh. Now they're like me." As Isuku in his head was saying the same thing that I said, but with an angry face, so confused, saying, "Wow, now they like me." As Isuku went to the back of the seat and sat down next to Momo, as Momo was talking to him. Oh, and yeah, guys, you guys can pick a ship. It doesn't really matter who you guys pick. I'll just make it work. Don't worry. You guys pick the ship. As Isuku was was just sleeping. He fell asleep. Once he sat on the chair next to Momo, he fell asleep on the chair and fell asleep as Momo was looking at him with curiosity. How did Deku survive? And Deku just read her thoughts and said, "I survived because of my quirk awakening." As Deku, as Deku As Deku said that to her through her mind, as Momo looked at him and said, "You can talk. You can talk to the people's head." As Deku said, yes. You were the only one that believed in me with Mr. Aizawa, so I'll trust you. I will go. I am now gonna stop reading your thoughts, and I will go, and I will be asleep." As he fell asleep, all the way to the UA, everyone went to the dorm as Mr. Aizawa told everyone that they have 2 weeks off from school. As Deku was just surprised that they had a 2 weeks off. And yes, guys, Deku will look just like this. I'll make Deku like Bot will just look like this. He'll have the sweater, the Nicholas, and everything. Wait, let me just make sure it doesn't have anything else that I don't know about. It just has this. Yeah. So when Deku got to his dorm, he used his speed and started dashing through everything and grabbed everything he had about All Might and put it in a bag as he went outside without nobody seeing him or saying anything. As they all saw Izuku outside and as they all saw Izuku outside, as Izuku threw the bag up to the sky and shot ice to it, and then made the ice explode with a snap. As the ice exploded and made everything go into pieces. As the ice regenerated and turned into water. When Izuku When Isuku was done, he went back to his room and saw that it was empty. As Isuku decided to go buy new stuff, as she went to the mall, there was a few people following him. First, it was Ochako. Sorry, guys. Ochako Uraraka. Or should we say Ochako. And there was at least 5 people following Ochako, Bakugo, Todoroki, Linda. If I'm saying his name wrong, I'm sorry. Linda, Kurishima, Momo, and you guessed it. If you guys guessed it was All Might, if you guys think the other person that was following him was All Might, you guys were correct. All Might. Those 5 people: Ochako, Momo, Bakugo, Todoroki, Moneta, and All Might. Sorry, I counted and there was 6. Sorry, guys. As they were all following Deku, and Deku noticed someone was following him, but just let it be. As Deku went to his mom's house and asked his mom if he can make him a sweater. Yes, guys, his mom loves him in this series. As we all know, best mom Inko. I'm not changing her. As Inko was happy to make him something, as she was still surprised that Izuku unlocked his quirk and it changed him this much. And yes, he explained everything that happened to him, but not the part that All Might made Bakugo find a way to kill him and take the quirk. But still, she knew something was wrong, as she was angry that all his classmates let him get almost killed by a villain. As she told her, it's okay, there was at least a few people that worry about me. When I mean a few, I only mean 2. As his mom was still happy that only 2 people believed him, was worried about him. And she asked what was their names, and she said Momo, Yararozu, and Shoto Aisawa. As she was surprised, your homeroom teacher believed you. As he said yes, he's a great teacher. And his mom was happy as she finished the sweater that you see in the screen right now. That she finished. And yes, Izuku had enough money that he was saving over the years to buy something for Uraraka. So now that he's not dating Uraraka, he went to a shop and bought the necklace that you see on his chest right now. That necklace he has on. As Deku got out of the shop, he had a gift for someone, and you guys will tell me the name of someone. For the ship, you guys pick. I don't care who it is, just someone from the My Hero Academia that I can find out. Okay, he had a gift for someone who he knew for a very long time with Bakugo. As Uraraka Momo were mad that they weren't the ones, as they saw that Deku was saying, I hope she liked this. Thank God it's not Uraraka. Momo already likes someone else, I think. As they were both angry. Bakugo was surprised that she was getting angry over a man that she didn't love anymore, because like I said, if you guys didn't hear me, she was dating Bakugo. She started dating Bakugo after she kissed in front of Deku, who was halfway dead. And yes, I didn't kill off Deku. I still want him alive. As yes, his attitude changed. As then Deku went back to the dorm, as All Might was like, so this is your Midoriya now. As Deku appeared in front of All Might and said, what did I said about calling me your Midoriya? As All Might felt a punch go through his, as All Might felt please, I'm not getting All Might to lose a lot of time, so I'm just gonna say this. As All Might felt the bloodlust going out of going out of Deku as Deku was giving him the blue the eyes that he used when he transforms. As All Might was like stuttering, saying, "Yes, okay, yes, I won't call you Yamadora ever again." As Deku gave him a grin, showing off his gave him no gave him a grin, a devilish grin, showing off his werewolf teeth, his eyes werewolf teeth, and All Might was still scared as he went back to the dorms and went to his room and put everything into a place as he went back to his as we skipped 2 weeks as class started. Mr. Aizawa said we're gonna be doing the quirk examination once again, as everyone was saying okay while looking at Deku like, is he gonna pass everything? As we reach the quirk examination, we first start off with Bakugo. Asawa says, "What was your score for last time?" He said, "I don't really remember, guys, so I'm just gonna say 500 meters." As as Mr. Asawa said, "Throw it more higher than you did last time." As Bakugo threw it a good 600 meters. That's what I'm gonna say. As everyone was surprised. Then they call everything went according to the anime until they reach Deku. Everyone was getting scared to see what score a beast like him was gonna get. As as when they reached as when Deku reached the place for you to throw the ball, Mr. Aizawa threw it at him and threw it and said, "Throw it as high as you can, Midoriya." As he said, "Yes, sir." As he grabbed the ball and as he threw the ball, I'm gonna say something. He's not using his quirk. I'm gonna make it fair. Just kidding. He threw the ball a good amount, 6,000 meters, breaking through 4 sound barriers. As Mr. Aizawa said, activate your quirk. His blue eyes activated, and he put the ball in ice as he turned into his wolf transformation, and he said, as he said it with a deep voice and said, "Go," and he threw it, and the ice kept going and going and going as the radar showed X error. As Mr. Aizawa said, infinite. As everyone was shocked, and everyone was shocked and surprised as Mr. Aizawa showed them inside of the thing said error. When they saw that, they were looking at Deku in fear, saying, we betrayed a person who has more power than anyone in this world." And yes, guys, it's not that much of a betrayal because I didn't make a lot of parts of it. It's still like a betrayal, but I wanted to make it this way because that was the only way I could find to make him unlock his powers. So I hope you understand. As Deku just detransformed and went back to his life. So as everything goes according to the anime, jumping side to side, Deku won first place. Strength, Deku broke through it. The jumping one, Deku got first place. Running, Deku got first place. That's really all. As this for second place was everyone in the whoever was in second place in the anime. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, as Bakugo was getting mad as he said, "I want to fight with Midoriya. I challenge you, Midoriya." As Deku accepted. Sorry guys if I said Midoriya. I just wanted to say that I didn't want to disrespect him. So Bakugo said, I want to challenge you, Deku. As he told Mr. Aizawa, I want to fight him. As Mr. Aizawa said, okay, here, fight here. As Bakugo charged at Deku, as Deku disappeared and just hit his neck and knocked him out. As everyone was scared, and shocked at the same time, they saw that someone who just disappeared and reappeared knocked a person with Bakugo's power and only one smacked? And yes, guys, Bakugo got up and said, you still haven't won, Deku. As Deku was grinning a devilish grin and transformed and said, it's my turn. As Deku disappeared, bitch slapped him to the other side, into a school wall. As Bakugo came out, feeling dazed. As he went to attack Deku, as Deku slapped him again with 100% of his, with not 100. I don't want to kill the Bakugo off yet, so he only hit him with 2% of his power and knocked him out. As he transformed and said, Mr. Aizawa, I won. If I hit him again, he'll die. As Mr. Aizawa said, okay, Midoriya. As Mr. Aizawa was scared of him, so he didn't want to say anything. As he looked at the other student and told them, go help Bakugo. As they all listened to Mr. Aizawa and got Bakugo to Recovery Girl. As Recovery Girl already knew what happened because the cameras were watching Midoriya, were seeing Midoriya's fight with Bakugo, and she saw how much strength he didn't put so much strength on the attack, but he still knocked him out. As she was surprised, as everyone that was seeing the video on the camera were shocked. All the teachers were like, oh god almighty, you threw away the wrong successor. And yes, everyone already knew All Might's plan, but they didn't help him. And yes, they already know about All Might's power, so yeah, don't worry about it. So when All Might saw that video, he was scared at this. So yeah guys, I'm about to end this here. So thank you for watching. This is part 1 for What If Deku Was an Ice Werewolf. And yeah, if you guys have a ship, comment down below. Thank you guys for 6 subscribers. And yeah, I'm gonna making part 2 of What If Deku Was Betrayed tomorrow or today maybe. But if you guys have any comments for another What If I could make, comment down below. I'll do it. I'll do it after I make part 2 of these two. After I make part 2 of What If Deku Was Betrayed. Once I make it, I'll make the other what ifs that I find in the comments. So thank you guys and hope you enjoy. Bye.